All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads. And in this call today, we're going to talk about how a lender can use Listings to Leads to generate business for themselves, but also to engage with agents and really help agents blow up their business. All right, in a good way. I don't like the way I said that. How they can really increase their business using Listings to Leads. So, in fact, one of the things I want to show you, because we just did, really hadn't had this plan, but I think I'd like to show this to everybody because now at our website, we've changed up the text here a little bit. And we went to the Remax show about a month ago and kind of phrased everything this way and got a lot of positive response from everybody. So as a lender, when you're talking to an agent, right, and you want to give an agent a account inside of your lender account, right? So as a lender, you sign up and you have the options of a lender account where you can have up to 5 agents, where every agent gets their own Listings to Leads account, or I think up to like 50 or 100. But the point is to be able to use Listings to Leads as a lender to generate your own business, which we're going to cover in part today, but also for those agents that you're partnered up with here, so they can use Listings to Leads and also generate business for themselves. And because that's going to help you as well, because you're going to be the lender that works with all their buyers and gets their buyers pre-qualified and all of that great stuff. All right. So what I want to show you here is now we got 100 plus tools to market listings for buyer and seller leads, 90 plus social media ads ready to launch in one click, 84 landing pages ready to use just out of the gate. As soon as that agent logs in, all of the stuff is ready for them to use. 75 plus PDF guides. These are for homeowners, home sellers, home buyers. 42 social media content categories. All right. For auto posting up to the social media. 1 plus years of follow-up for all leads. And that's actually in all of this stuff actually is in both English and Spanish. And we show KV Core integration right here, but this is for all CRMs. So we integrate with pretty much most CRMs available. And someone says my audio is not that good. Let me know. Let me see real quickly here. My audio. Yeah, is the audio okay or is this not good still? Let me try this. All right. Is the audio here better now? Cindy, is that audio better for you or anybody else? Do you see any improvement on the audio? Still not clear. Huh. I don't know why it wouldn't be clear. Anybody else want to chime in here real quickly? Let me know if the audio is good or not. Everybody good? Yeah. It sounds like a chipmunk. Wow. I would have no idea. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'll keep going. And if you want to just watch the recording, hopefully the recording will be better for you. But with that said, let me just continue on here. And if need be, like I said, we'll make sure to send out the recording to everybody a little bit later. And hopefully the audio will be better on that. All right. So with that said, like I was going down here. So all of this is now designed so that an agent coming to our website or as a lender talking about Listings to Leads to an agent, right, is very clear and concise what you get with Listings to Leads. All right. So I just want to point that out to everybody here. I thought that would be very useful. And I'm back into Listings to Leads now. So I'm logged into my lender account in Listings to Leads. And last week we talked about PDF guides and how you can do ads with these as a lender. So lenders get the top 3 rows and nobody else does. All right. So agents don't get these, brokers don't get them. Only lenders get these top 3 rows with these PDF guides for different type of loan products. All right. Loan programs. So if any of you have any PDF guides that you want to use, you can do that through the system. And I'll show you how in a little bit. If you've got ideas for a PDF guide that you'd like to see us draw up, I would love to get those ideas as well. All right. Because we are pretty much constantly creating new and adding new PDF guides to the system. All right. We got a new one that we're working on right now, and we're constantly getting new ideas from our clients and we're adding them into the system here. And just a couple of quick notes on these guides. They're available in English and Spanish. So you can see that there. You can control the coloring. So I can use my global preferences. I can come in here and I can change the colors to match my branding. So whatever company the agent is with, and even if they got their own custom colors, like some, really beautiful kind of a pink or red or green, that's kind of off shade. It's not the typical maybe shade of that color. We got the custom colors available as well. All right. So I think there's original, and maybe that's still the profile, but you got custom. So you can use RGB and I believe hex as well, right? To really hone in on these colors. So that is available for you as a lender. Again, these top 3 rows, and then all the agents that you give an account to, they get all the other ones here. And again, there's like 75 plus for agents and 86 or so for lenders when you include 75 plus 11. Now, a super easy and great way to use these guides. One, you got landing pages. So I can click on that, and every PDF guide has a landing page like this right here. I can do Facebook ads with these. I can click here, it says create ad, English or Spanish. I'll say English. And you can see the only thing I have to do is type in my location. Let's try that again. Looks like it came up and didn't. So Folsom, California. Boom, there we go. And that's all I have to do. You can click publish and this ad will be running, and every lead from this ad, name, email, phone number, and purchase time frame, right? Now, I'm just going to click publish so you can see, like, literally it's that easy. It'll spend $35 over the course of 1 week, and all of that is editable. Now I'm going to come do one more ad for another PDF guide, and I'll show you some of the advanced things that you can do, because some of you, you want all these options that we allow, but I'll just tell you, for the most part, most people, they just do what I showed you, right? They literally find the PDF guide they want to run the ad for. They click add, right? Select your language. And I'm telling you, we got people, they are generating dozens and dozens of leads a week just from these PDF guides for lenders. So as a lender, this right here gives you so many opportunities to generate so many different kinds of leads. We got new construction, down payment assistance, all the different loan programs, right? So, but let me show you a few other more advanced things that you can do. Now, obviously here you can say, and we got quite a few lenders, right? They do $100 a week, and they'll even do multiple ads. So they'll be spending $200, $300, $400, $500 a week on ads because they are getting the results from the ads. All right. So first thing is, I can just come in here and increase the budget. I can increase this. So I can say, maybe I'll run it for 2 weeks. So your start and end date. I can click change image and video. And if you are into video and you do a really good job, you got good experience in doing video, you can upload your own video where you are communicating to your audience instead of having the video or image that we have. All right. So I could click upload right here, and I could upload my own video talking about how this loan program here, right, or the new home buyer's guide to FHA loans, right? I could do a quick video talking about that benefit to people in my area. All right. Does that make sense for everybody? Just the idea of using video instead of an image here. So that's something that you can do as well. And I love that idea because it lets people see you, your energy, right? Almost like they get to know you, so that when they become a lead, right, they've already had interaction with you, even though they haven't, because they watch your video, they can see your facial expressions, kind of your vibe and all that kind of good stuff. And that's right, the name of the game, the whole idea of know, liking, and trusting you. Well, just like this right here will generate leads. So that's no problem, right? You're going to generate leads. And I always recommend to people that you run ads with the basic image first to get a baseline. And then the next ad you run, if you want to do video, start using the video on the second, third, fourth ad going, and going on with that. All right. Because it's just always good. you don't want to run the same image or same video all the time. So it's good to have different collateral, right, for these ads, whether it be an image or a video. And I can show you here, for example, if I click change image and video again, instead of that image, I could put in that video, and that would be the same one that's on the landing page. And just like I am using the video provided by Listings to Leads, I can also use the video that, like I said, that I create where maybe I'm in front of a property, I'm at my desk, like a bomb style video, and I could use that video right here as well, right? So a few other things that you can do that are a little bit more advanced. I could retarget current leads. So for example, if you've got a database of leads, you can actually click on the ads tab in Listings to Leads, click the blue create audience button, and you can create a Facebook custom audience in Listings to Leads to then market to. All right. Now, usually, especially for buyers, I like to target just my whole audience, because if they're in my database and they're in the area, they're going to see the ad. All right. You really don't need, I don't know that you need to really, create a custom audience. Now, maybe if you're in a high density urban area, New York City, maybe San Francisco, that would be a good idea, right? Because if you think about it, that plus 15 miles is going to cover several million people. All right. And so, if we want our database to see our stuff, creating that custom audience, uploading it into Listings to Leads, which I'll show you a little bit later in this webinar where to do that at, would be a good idea. All right. I'm going to click advanced options, and there's some other things I can do here. So for example, I can change my targeting, my interests, Facebook and Instagram pages. So I got Instagram connected here. So my ads are going to show on Instagram and Facebook, United States. I got my conversion pixel. Here's the text. If I want to edit any of this, you'll see that text on the right will edit as well. Right. But again, 9 times out of 10, this is stuff that you don't need to worry about. All right. But for those of you that are a little bit more advanced and you want to get in here and play around with this, here is the autoresponder that's automatically set up. Right. So again, there is barely anything you need to do except get that ad out like I showed you. I can send myself a test email to see the autoresponder. All right. Absolutely awesome. So let's go to, so running ads with the PDF guides is an easy, awesome way to generate some leads. Now I mentioned before, so you've got a database of leads and you want to make sure that your database sees your ads. All right. Right here, there's a blue create audience button. It is so easy. Just, you'll see the format here. All you need is the first column of emails, second column phone number, third column first name, fourth column last name. Click the upload button, upload that spreadsheet, click import and create, and we will create that custom audience up on Facebook for you. It can take a couple of days for the audience to get created. Facebook does their magic with it. And then once it is created, when you are running your ad, you'll be able to select that custom audience and make sure your ad is seen by those people. And again, that's something I think I would be more apt to do if I lived in a kind of a congested urban area, right? Because that plus 15 miles that we're forced to do nowadays can really make our ads be seen by so many people. And so uploading a custom audience can be a good idea where you've got that. All right. With that, let's go back to PDF guides, because there's one more thing that I want to show you with these before we move on to the next item. And that is sending these to your database. All right. This is such a powerful way to engage your database. Now, if you're a lender and you're using a CRM, I don't care if you're using Salesforce or whatever, and you've got a follow-up set up in there, you know how your follow-up is working, right? Follow-ups are good. Most follow-ups are not that good, actually. I know ours, we had a client come into our mastermind group a couple of weeks ago, and he's getting a 40% open rate. Had another client come into the mastermind group a while back and said that he sent a PDF guide to his database, sent it to the coldest 300 leads. This is a top producing agent, pretty tech savvy, So, when this guy says something, I tend to believe it because he's been a top producing agent for about 20 years. And so he sent one of these guides to the coldest leads, right, as a test. He got a 10% response rate. Could you imagine getting a 10% response rate from anything that you send to your database, let alone the coldest leads he had? All right. And so I'm going to show you a really quick and easy way to do that. And that would be to, again, pick your guide. So we have all of these here for lenders only. I do want to click PDF buyer guides, right? Buy your PDF guides right there. And if I click that and scroll down, there's some other ones here that I think would be appropriate for your leads as well, right? Down payment assistance, new construction, 6 things to check, first time home buyers guide, right? We're just trying to engage with these people to move them along the path to get them pre-qualified, to get them out looking at homes with our agent partners. And so to do that, right, I don't want to have to run ads all the time. So I'm going to open up the landing page. So right there, I'm going to open up the landing page. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that landing page. So I'm just going to highlight it and copy it. I might just copy that URL. And then I'm going to open up whatever CRM I'm using. So go to the CRM that you're using and create an email blast, right? All CRMs have this. I'll give it a subject line, and I can't remember which guide I just selected, but I'll just, all right, something like that. And then that will take us to this page here. And again, this is very standard in all CRM. So whatever CRM you're using for your agent, for your lead follow-up, you'll have something similar. And then the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just going to paste in that link. All right. So now we've got here, and again, this is pretty standard in any CRM. You got that hello first name. So it's going to say hello, Scott, hello, Cindy, hello, Amina, hello, Kelsey, and so on. And then for the text that will be in here, I'm just going to come back into listings to leads. And I'm just going to click add for the same PDF guide. And again, we got English and Spanish. And I'm just going to copy the language, the text from this ad, right? And I'm going to paste that text right above the link. All right. Now I've got my signature is default with my email, so I don't need to worry about my signature right there. But this right here, and you can edit that text a little bit if you want, but sending this out to your database will be one of the best things you do all day today to get some people moving. All right. And by moving, I don't mean physically moving their houses, but I mean moving along that process, right, of getting pre-qualified, of starting to look at homes and so on. All right. So you can use any of our PDF guides, the same idea, right? Do the ads, right? That's going to bring cold leads into your system, and then use the same PDF guides, just like I showed you, to further engage your leads. All right. So bring in cold leads from the ads, engage those leads with other PDF guides. My gosh, you've got literally, there's 86 total. And there's like 35 for buyers. There's 11 for lenders only. So between 35 and 11, that's like 46. You pretty much got enough for a whole year. All right. You pretty much got enough PDF guides for an entire year of pulling in new leads and engaging those leads. All right. And that is not even talking about all the landing pages that we offer, the social content that we offer, the text IVR, the bots, right? All of that other great stuff. So just using these guides alone, doing one ad a week, and then sending one guide to your database a week, you are going to be looking pretty good. All right. You're going to be looking pretty good with new business coming in and engaging those leads, right? As we send these guides to our through our database to our leads. All right. So with that said, I want to talk about a new kind of a quasi coaching program that we got coming through soon. All right. And I'm going to roll through this presentation with you. I might do it a little bit quick, but I would love to get your feedback. And I'm showing this to you because starting next Monday, in fact, I'm going to put this link into the GoToWebinar control panel. And let me just put that in there. and I'm going to hit it to the whole audience. So hopefully all of you get this, and we're going to start emailing our clients on this here in the next, in the next few days. And you can see there, it's 9 sessions, and we are taking, this is not like a training. This is going to be more of a coaching thing. All right. And eventually we're going to be doing paid coaching. So the first few kind of run throughs with this will be free. We're going to record it. We're going to make it available. So it'll always be available for our agents, but we are taking the best of the best for the last 10 years. What is working now? What has worked always? Putting all that together. And we've got a 9-unit masterclass on how to make $250,000 a year in real estate, or however much money they want to make. And this is the plan to explode their brand and marketing to generate, engage, and convert more leads. All right. And so you got 9 sessions here. It's going to be Monday through Thursday next week, Monday through Thursday the following week. And then we're going to end it on Monday, September 26th. And I would highly recommend you share this with all of your agent partners in Listings to Leads. They're going to hear about it from us, but I would love for them to hear about it from you first. All right. I want them to hear about it from you first. Probably we're going to do this in September, probably do it again in October. And then probably November, December, this is going to go to a paid thing where there's a little bit more hands-on, because the training we do is awesome. But I think a lot of agents are going to get a lot of benefit from a coaching environment, right? Where there's some responsibility, there's some actions that they're supposed to take. And that only happens when the agent is actually paying money to be a part of the program, all right, to be part of the coaching program. So again, the September run through is completely free. The October run through will be free. And it'll probably be the 3rd or 4th run through that's when we'll start charging money for it. All right. So take that URL, give it to all of your agents. And in the first class, we're going to be running through this presentation. And I think as a lender, you will get, and I know there's some agents on this call as well, so you're going to get a little bit of a sneak peek here, but this presentation, I think, is a very powerful one let's tell you what, let's just roll through it. So this is the presentation, how to make $250,000 in real estate. And in the presentation, we're going to discuss how much money they want to make, how many leads they need how many leads do they need, and from where, right? It's not just, oh yeah, I need to generate leads. All leads are not equal, right? A cold lead from a Facebook ad is much different from a sign writer text lead. It's much different from a lead generated out of your database, right? So, that's kind of funny, because you may have a quote unquote lead in your database that you haven't spoken to in a year and a half. Is that really a lead? Probably not. That's more of a contact, right? And so pulling contacts into engaged leads, right, also is not the same as a regular Facebook lead. So from where is a very important question that not a lot of people think about. The idea of reach, frequency, and channels, right? The idea of frequency there, we'll talk a little bit about as well, and what to do after you generate leads to get the listings and the buyers, right? So I think as a lender, what I'd like from you is if you as a lender understand the general concept of what we're going to walk through here in the next 15 to 20 minutes, it's going to make you a lot stronger in your own business, but it's going to make you a lot stronger as an agent partner, where you're talking to an agent. Now, you're not expected to be a Listings to Leads expert, right? Obviously not. That's not even close. But it is good if you're conversant about Listings to Leads, and the agents can always come to our support, come to our training, right? That's why we are here. But I think it's very valuable as a lender for you to have a good overview of what is going on here, right? The idea of just giving someone a username and password, right? And that's it. That's not really a partnership, right? And so I want to make sure that as a vendor, that I am educating you, the lender, on how to best talk to and work with the local agents that you're partnering with, right? So in this presentation, we are going to walk through an easy to use plan for the agents to systematically grow their brand and their business, right? We don't want to be on that cold lead generation game for the rest of our lives, right? We want to move that from generating cold leads to making our brand work for us and letting our brand pull in business. All right. And that's the goal of this plan that we're going to walk through here. All right. So, and I don't care if they're a brand new agent using maybe KV Core or something like that, or they're a high producing agent where they've already got best of industry solutions, right? People use us with KV Core, Sierra Interactive, Chime, Follow Up Boss. I don't know that there's a program that we do not either integrate with or have clients using us with. All right. That's just how real estate is, right? There is no, I don't care what some of these vendors say, there is no one tech stack to rule them all. They're just not. All right. So this plan is time tested and constantly updated. If you've been with us for a while, you know, right? There are things in listings for leads that have been there from day one. And there are things that we're adding every single week, right? And so this plan is a best of plan that has worked and is working now, right? And obviously the only thing standing in the way there is the agent's commitment to the process. And that's a kind of a key word there, right? Commitment to the process. Anybody can do an ad on a Monday. That's easy. But are you going to do the steps you need to do consistently to grow your business? Right. And that's really the name of the game. So we have a financial goals calculator. So if you go to listingtoleads.com/calculator, you can check out our interactive calculator that will actually walk you through this part of the presentation, right? They can type in how much money they want to make in a year. They can type in the average price of a home in their area, right? Their commission split, and that will spit out the gross commission after split. And it's going to give them how many deals they would need to close a year and a month to make those goals a reality. All right. So it's, kind of the first thing is, where are we trying to get to? Well, here we're trying to get to 30 homes a year or 2.5 deals a month. All right. Buyer or seller, doesn't really matter. And this gets to what I was talking about before, right? Where are these leads coming from? Right. So social media, in the model on the previous page there, we're trying to make $100,000 or $250,000, where price points are $400 some odd dollars, $400,000. We need to get almost 200 leads a month from social media, 13 leads from our farm, 25 leads from the seller sphere of influence, and 25 leads from our database. Now, for those agents that don't have a seller sphere, that don't have a database, right, we're going to lean into the social media and the farm a little bit more until we get a database and until we get listings where we can leverage some of these tools for the seller sphere of influence. All right. Reach, frequency, and channels. So this is something, and again, most people, right? It's not just agents, right? Agents have their own unique set of issues, but this is most business. I don't care what business you're in. It is this part right here causes most trouble for people, right? And it's the idea of, imagine if you had 100 seeds. All right, so I got 100 tree seeds and I got enough water to water each one once. What am I going to do? Right? Am I going to water each seed once, knowing it takes 4 waterings for them to really grow? Right? No, that would be idiotic. All right. And so think about those seeds as your budget. Or no, I'm sorry. The seeds are your audience. The waterings are your budget. All right. So I got 100 seeds, 100 waterings. Here's the takeaway. It is much better to water 25 trees, 25 seeds 4 times than trying to go after all 100 seeds one time. Does that make sense for everybody? Hopefully that makes sense, right? So it's the idea that even though we may have 1 million people in our market, right? You've only got X dollars of budget. If I blow all that budget on one ad and I got nothing for the rest of the month, that is not good. It is much better to split my budget up into 4 segments so that every single week I've got a new ad going out to a smaller subset of that larger audience, right? And that's really the name of the game. This is not something you do once in a while or once a month. It's something you do at usually like at a weekly cadence, right? Every week you want to be redoing these things because that's going to keep it fresh. That keeps our new messages and that keeps our new calls to action with people in our area. All right. Now for social media lead generation, so many options, right? Agents can market their listings and these generate a lot of great leads, right? Buyer leads, seller leads, depending on the status of the listing, right? All the leads generated from our ads platform come with first name, last name, time frame to sell or buy, phone numbers, and emails. So a lot of great content here, a lot of great information from these ads. We got those PDF guides we talked about earlier. Agents have, again, I think like 75 plus PDF guides split between home buyers and home sellers, right? So they can generate leads from these. We got the what is your home worth landing pages, down payment assistance, new construction, right? So we got all sorts of landing pages they can use in the social media ads. So there's even social media content, right? So we got that new tab called social in their listings to leads account. So we can post articles and images and things on really cool holidays like National Hot Dog Day, for example, and things like that are a lot of fun. You get some really good engagement. All right. We got a video and content library. So for those agents that are really strong into video, we even got stock videos that people can use in ads and on landing pages and things like that. So the social media lead generation is super, super strong. All right. We're seeing buyer leads coming in at around $3 a lead on average. Again, name, email, phone number, and purchase time frame. We're seeing seller leads coming in at around, $12 to $13, $12 to $15, right? Again, name, email, phone number, and selling timeframes. And the thing I love here, 1 to 3,000 brand impressions per ad. All right. And these are all leads, no referral fees, one agent. The agent that generated is the agent that gets them. All right. Now here's the problem. A lead is really just the contact information of a person who may or may not be interested in buying or selling. They may want to do business now or in a year from now. The problem is a lot of us have no idea. Even if they put like 1 to 3 months or, 3 to 6 months, that's a great estimate, right? But, you can't always hang your hat on that. All right. And you may get someone that just doesn't want to talk to you, right? Maybe they want to do something, but they don't want to talk to you right now, at least. So I want everyone to think of a lead as an opportunity to continue the conversation across as many platforms as possible. I got their phone number. I can now text or call. I got their email. I can email them. I can invite them to my business page, my community page, right? There's a lot of great cross-platform marketing and engagement that we can do now that we've got their information, right? But the problem is, for the most part, a lead is not someone who knows, likes, or trusts you yet. All right. And remember a little earlier, I talked about using video in your ads to help bridge that know, like, and trust part. All right. So leads will begin to know, like, and trust you over time. And that's really the key, right? The key is I've got their information. I know they came in on Coming Soon, an open house. They came in on a PDF guide. So they had a initial interest, right? There is something going on there with that person. We just don't know exactly what yet, right? And for all those agents that call up 5 times in 2 days, or mostly they call up once and then they complain about how the lead sucks, you are absolutely missing the boat on how all of this works. It's like, remember the old Facebook commercial about that woman, and she's like taping stuff up on the wall in her house. And she's like, well, I got it on my wall. And everybody else goes, that's not how it works. And it's the same thing here. That's not how it works, right? Lead generation, right? Lead generation is just like the first part of it. And then it's that lead engagement, lead conversion, right? That help get the business going, right? And so email follow-up, phone calls are good scripts, short form videos, right? And we're sending out scripts every week for short form videos, saying your social posts, right? Things that the stuff that we do training on is the engagement and the conversion part of it. All right. We want them to see other listings. So we want them to see the fact that we are doing an open house, that we're getting listings sold, right? They see a, what is your home worth at, or a new construction post, right? It's all of these things that our marketing or branding is doing to help further that engagement and conversion. All right. Even our yard signs are a phenomenal marketing piece that most agents absolutely fall on their face with, right? Most agents should be embarrassed with their yard signs, embarrassed by how they look and embarrassed about the condition that they're in a lot of the times, right? And really embarrassed about the lack of opportunity for people to engage with that yard sign. And in our trainings, we talk about sign writers, about flyer boxes. And these might be things that you think, well, no, my gosh, I got a Facebook ad. I'm so high tech. That's not how it works, right? All of this stuff works together, and our training covers all of this and how to do this at a high level. All right. And here's the thing with social media lead conversion, right? For all those agents, that this is kind of where they hang their hat. These leads are usually the furthest out there. Now, that's not the complete truth. I mean, that's not 100%. We just had a client a couple of weeks ago, who had an open house, got a buyer lead. Turns out when she talked to that lead, they had a listing to sell, and she listed their house within 2 weeks, got a listing, and now they're out looking at homes. At this point, they may have found a home. I don't know. But so, everything that you see here on averages and things like that, well, there are always leads that pop quicker, and a buyer lead can oftentimes have a listing behind it. So it's actually a great strategy to go after buyer leads and make sure in your follow-up, you find out, do you have a home that you're going to need to sell before you buy your next one? All right. And the second area of major lead conversion and generation is the agent's farm. We got phenomenal tools. We got the near-wrap homeowner letter. We got postcards. We got door hangers. All those PDF guides have postcards and door hangers. So an agent, oh my gosh, I'm telling you right now, walk the neighborhood, right? Do some door knocking. If you need the business, right? Hopefully at some point in your business, you don't need a door knock anymore. But if you need listings and you're looking for business, I would take either a door hanger or postcard for one of the PDF guides, or a listing if you got a listing coming up. And again, we cover this in our detailed training. And I would door knock, and because this is value. The stuff for the listings, the stuff for the PDF guides are value orientated. All right. And this is a phenomenal way for an agent to have real conversations with homeowners in their area. All right. So using the door knocking, and obviously they can mail them, right? You can mail a postcard, but I really love the idea of door knocking, right? I mean, we all talk about wanting business. We all talk about wanting new listings, but it's funny how so many people like to hide behind a Facebook ad or a Facebook post or automation, right? The automated text that goes out, the automated voicemail drop, the automated email, right? You got to have conversations. If you're not having conversations, you don't have a lot of business. So this is how to really put fuel on the fire for having great conversations with homeowners. And again, people listing a home usually have to buy a new one. So, going after a listing can oftentimes help get a new buyer as well. So good stuff here. I'm not going to worry about a lot of the details here. So I want to stay at a high level, right? Getting those yard signs, right? Check this out. So see that yard sign right there? The kind of the bottom image right here. This is an actual photograph of a client's yard sign. And this picture is actually in his listing presentation. He's got a light on it. He's got the status on the top, coming soon. And he's got the text to information right here. And you can't see it because it might be on the other side, but he's got a flyer box. This guy is a top producing agent. All right. He's making a lot of money. And he said his yard sign really sets him apart from a lot of other agents in the area. Now just imagine you own a home where he works, right, in his area. And you see that right there. And then you see these other standard typical yard signs where they're very sad, right? Which one do you think looks more professional? And which one do you think is going to get the call when someone's just kind of looking around and going, God, you know what? That I love the way that yard sign looks, right? Trust me, he's doing ads, he's doing all the other stuff. And that yard sign is a winner for generating listings and generating buyers. All right. So make sure you are using our sign writers, right? Our listing flyers on the yard sign in a clear plastic flyer box, because they generate phenomenal high quality leads. We've got tools for FSBOs, right? So again, if you're an agent and you're a newer agent, or you're an agent just looking to crush it, right, with as many different lead sources as possible, right? We've got FSBO landing pages. You can offer a FSBO homeowner. There's a great script that we're going to be using in our coaching. When you get a hold of a FSBO homeowner, right, on a conversation to have, to where you can turn around and offer that FSBO homeowner or home seller all the tools to market their home, so that when they get tired of pretending they're a real estate agent, who are they going to be talking to, right? They're going to be talking to you or your agent partner, right, that first offered these tools. Same thing with expired. Again, we got a script that we're going to be giving agents on the conversation to have with an expired. And it is not, can I come list your home? That is not the conversation we're going to have. All right. But again, we can show an expired homeowner in a very easy, friendly way, right? The value that we can offer them, the tools that we have available to get their home sold without coming across like every other agent that's trying to get their property back on the MLS, right? That's going to be the goal. But that's not how we approach it. So just more stuff here. Now, this is what's really awesome about the farm, right? These leads close a lot quicker than social media leads. I need less of them because they convert higher and they convert faster. So, again, social media ads, they're great. They're great for branding, right? Those leads can obviously pop a lot quicker than the quote unquote averages, but man, you really want to make sure that you are getting into these tools that really leverage the farm. All right. That is such a strong area. Now, only listing agents can leverage this next topic here, but we got tools for the seller sphere of influence, both on social media and email. And all of these, again, capture leads. They promote the branding of the agent. And these are things where our clients are getting listings from, right? They get listings from this, they get buyers from this, because these are campaigns. They're not one-offs, right? We don't want to do anything as a one-off. These are campaigns that go to the seller for the seller to share on their social media and email. 99 out of 100, I think, right? That might be an exaggeration, but I can count on one hand in 10 years, the number of agents that have told me that their seller didn't like it. Like less than 5 times, probably 2 or 3 times in 10 years, right? Has someone said, oh, my seller didn't like this? No, sellers absolutely love it. And again, in our coaching, we give agents the script to use to really leverage this to make sure that their sellers are sharing this on their social media. All right. And how to make sure that that's happening. Because I'll tell you, when we get leads from the seller sphere of influence, that's almost like 2 leads, because their friend is using us, or the person they know is already using that agent to sell their home. Right. And so we're already showing that we're a professional, that your friend has vetted, that your friend is using. And hopefully, right, when we get that home sold and that message is going out to the marketplace, they go, right. Wow. Frank and Susan, right, have been posting about, this Scott Pierce guy when it was just listed, when they had an open house, right, when the listing went pending, and now that listing is sold. Well, Scott Pierce must be really good. And Frank and Susan must really love him, because they are, they got these campaigns going out. Well, they don't know that the agent is the one that instigated all of that good stuff, right? But we, as the agent, are getting the benefit from it. All right. So we want to make sure that you are using these tools where you are the listing agent. Because again, right, the conversion curve here is a lot better than the social media curve, right? And that's why we need fewer leads, right? We don't need, 188 leads a month from our farm or from the seller sphere of influence, right? Because these leads usually convert faster and they usually convert at a higher rate. We got tools for the database. So again, all those PDF guides. Now in our system, if you're using listings to leads follow-up, right now it's email only. So it's not, right? It is what it is. It's email only. We are adding text, we're adding video, right? It'll be a full follow-up system at some point. But for now, it's email only. But what we do, and why I mentioned earlier that a client came in and said, he got a 40% open rate. How crazy is that? Is because we do our follow-ups very uniquely to anyone else in the industry. So I want you to imagine a 2-track follow-up system for buyers and a 2-track for sellers. And in that 2-track system, every other email or every other message is a different PDF guide. So the buyer guides go to buyer leads, the seller guides go to the seller leads. And so every other email is providing really strong value to the audience. All right. The audience of buyers, the audience of sellers, right? So different PDF guides as appropriate. And the other track, I'll come back to that in a second. The other track is super short emails that are one point on point. All right. Most follow-ups are a mess of text, words, messaging, right? They're just a mess. Unfortunately, I get them all the time from agents and most of them are ridiculous, right? See the dog or cat right there? That one right there, I think was getting a 45% open rate. And we don't track the replies back, unfortunately, but I bet the replies back to the agent are strong as well because we're on point. If for anyone that has a dog or a cat, they're going to see that, they're going to open it up and they're going to go, huh. And it's kind of funny because, right, there's no such thing as a cat park. They just do what they want. But who wouldn't, if you're a home buyer and you got a dog, wouldn't you like to know the local area dog parks? Now, that's going to put a little work on you to put together a list of dog parks, but wouldn't that also make a great social media post, right? For you to share with your local area where all the dog parks are. I think it would be, right? And so that's why these emails like this really do a phenomenal job of getting opens and getting click-throughs and getting responses back from people, right? This is that guy I was mentioning a little bit earlier, talking about sending a PDF guide to his database, right? Absolutely brilliant. 300 of his coldest leads, 10% response rate, scheduled calls, showings, appointments. I mean, absolutely awesome. Right. And I walked through that a little bit earlier in this call on grab the landing page link, grab the ad for the text, edit it if you need to, and send it to your database. All right. We've also got the e-flyers for the listings. So this is great, whether it's your listing or even a listing that you borrowed, right? This is absolutely awesome, right? And these emails typically generate twice as many opens, twice as many clicks, and some really good leads as well. I had a client one time, he sent this out to his database at 10 o'clock at night, and he had I don't know how many people were in his database, but he had over 24 responses from people, right? And these were not get out of here responses. These were great. Look, we'd love to talk to you about the home. I want to go look at homes. Can you give me my home value estimate? We're thinking about moving next year, type of stuff. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So you want to make sure that you're using the e-flyer for your database for all the listings that you're marketing, your listings or others. And again, right, the database here, you don't need as many leads because these are going to close typically a lot faster because they're already in your system. They just haven't engaged with you in forever. And maybe this is a spark that gets them to finally engage with you, whether it's the PDF guides, whether it's the short on point emails in our follow-up, or it's the e-flyer for the database. All three of those items are great engagement points, right? Combine them all together, and it's probably one of the more powerful email follow-ups in the industry. This is just a compilation screen here of all the different lead sources, from social media to the seller sphere, to the database, to the farm. So you can see in one graph here, just the idea of you want to be doing social media / internet lead generation. All right. So you want to be doing that. And make sure, before we get off this call today, make sure I mention about Google Ads. So I want to show you as a lender and make available to you our Google Ad beta. All right. But back to this here, just a great representation so that people can see, all right, social media advertising and marketing is very powerful. Right. But that's more of a longer term play, because, social media is a wild, wild west. Probably most of these people don't even know who we are yet. All right. And so we need to build that up. So in the short term, we want to make sure we're leveraging our database, a farm in our area that we're targeting and going after, and the seller sphere of influence where we got listings. Right. So just a pie chart representation here. Again, the idea of generating 188 leads from social media, 13 leads from your farm. So that would be 13 conversations with people in your farm area. 25 leads from the seller sphere of influence. That'll be 25 people a month that came in off the seller email or the seller social media post. And then 25 leads a month from our database. And database leads means, people that are not actively working with us to buy or sell a property. And because of our marketing with the listings to leads tools, we are now in conversations going down the path of getting them pre-qualified and buying a property, or listing their home and probably pre-qualified and buying another property as well. All right. Now, if you are a new agent and you don't have a database, you don't have any listings, again, you're going to lean in more into social media advertising in the farm. Now, in social media, we're talking short form videos, we're talking ads, we're talking posts, we're talking Instagram, we're talking TikTok, we're talking Facebook. So, social media is not just an ad for a listing. There is a lot of stuff that goes into social media marketing that we offer at Listings to Leads. And then your farm, right? And we talked about the farm. You got the PDF guides, you got the stuff for listings. But if you just, as a brand new agent, printed up like 100 door hangers for a PDF guide, that was a good one, right? I mean, they're all good, but for one that's relevant to your area, and you went door knocking with 100 door hangers, I bet you would have like at least 5 good conversations with people, right? I bet you would have at least 5 good conversations. And you could almost repeat that every single week with a different door hanger for a different guide, right? Different value proposition, until people just go, my gosh, that guy Scott Pierce is just an animal. He's a beast. And that's the kind of guy that we want marketing and getting our home sold, or representing us to buy a new home. So with that said, very, very sorry for this. I haven't had my team go through and update this yet, but I just want to show you here. Across the top there, you got listing status, buyer leads, seller leads, and cumulative totals. And so what we're showing here is this 4 status is surrounded by the green box. Anyone can do, right? So even if you don't have a listing, in fact, maybe I should take out coming soon from that part of it, but any agent on this call, or any agent that you're giving a Listings to Leads account to, can find an open house to market and can find an active listing to market. That's not theirs. All right. Every single week, you should be doing one of these 4. Oh, go back here. All right. So every week, I should either be doing a just listed, I should be doing an open house, or I should be doing an active, or I should be doing a coming soon. If you do, right, any 2 of these, right, if I do an open house twice, I do an active listing twice, you're going to be generating between, 92 and 444 buyer leads and 50 to 80 seller leads a month. that is going to put you well within range of making $250,000 a year. All right. And that is not even including all of the other great tools that we have. Just doing, if I do 2 open houses, whether they're mine or not, and I do 2 actives, right, where I get permission to market, mine or not, I will be in line to make $250,000 a year. Now, here's the thing. This is every week. This is not do it the first week of October and then don't do anything until the second week of November. And then I'm tired and I'm going on vacation, so I'm not going to do anything until January. That's not how this works, right? Think back to that funny commercial that we all like to laugh at, but then we all kind of do the same thing, right? That's not how it works. How it works is regular marketing, lead gen, engagement, conversion. None of that takes a vacation. It is every single week. All right. And then once you get into the pendings and just solds, right? Even if I'm going to market a pending listing, I would still like to make sure I've got an open house or just listed or an active or coming soon to market. And then use the pendings and the just solds as overlays. And these are so powerful because this is what shows your success. And it's very sad when most people, they just forget about doing pending marketing and lead generation, which is one of my favorite. And then they do the just sold kind of half-ass. You should be doing both of these at a very high level. And all you've got to do is click market listing and listings to leads, walk through our marketing checklist, and you're going to be just fine. You're going to generate the leads you need. If you follow the ideas that we shared with about hitting up the farm, hitting up the seller sphere of influence, hitting up your database, you're going to do pretty well. All right. Now, one thing I didn't talk about is if you are using KV Core, Follow Up Boss, Boomtown, we integrate with all of those, right? So we integrate with all of those CRMs. So if your agents have a great follow-up system, just have the leads go right into their CRM automatically. That is not a problem. All right. So more tips and training here. A lot of different ways to work with us. Now, most of you are lenders or agents already, so this is a little bit not really that needed for you. We do offer managed services. So if there's anybody here that wants us to handle all of the stuff for them, we can do that for you as well. And yeah, with that said, any questions on anything that we covered today? We went over a little bit, but I really wanted to make sure here that as a lender using listings to leads, you have a nice overview of how listings to leads can help your agent partners. All right, I think it's important. It's not important for you to know the details or to be able to do it for them, but it is important for you just to have a sense of like, you know, listings to leads, they got a great plan. They got great tools. They got great strategies and tactics for any agent. Again, I don't care if they're a brand new agent, maybe they've got KV Core offered by their broker, maybe they don't. There could be we have so many top producing agents that are using different tools with, listings leads with other top of, best of industry solutions, and everyone in between can benefit from listings to leads. So with any other questions, if not, I will let you go. Don't forget to take the link I gave everybody at the GoTo webinar for our new coaching track that will start on Monday, September 12th at 3 p.m. So this is going to be an afternoon type of thing. And again, we will record these. We will make them available to everybody to be able to watch afterwards. All right. So thanks everybody for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.